over setting bail or not for the singer. Prosecutors seem to be fighting very hard to keep him in custody. What does that tell you about where this case is and what they're building?
At 27, Christian Combs, the eldest son of Sean Diddy Combs and a rapper known as King, bears the weight of inheriting the illustrious Combs legacy. Yet, whispers abound that he is clandestinely collaborating with federal prosecutors in New York, mere days before a pivotal trial where Diddy faces grave charges of sex trafficking and extortion. Should these allegations be substantiated, Diddy could face up to 20 years behind bars. Two sources within law enforcement disclosed that court documents reviewed last Friday include a sealed memorandum outlining anticipated testimony from Christian himself, a shadowy witness whose words could seal his father's fate.
Because they have charged Diddy with a RICO charge, which is very serious because RICO is basically where you have two or more persons conspiring to commit a criminal activity.
Prosecutors are banking on Christian holding the golden key to unraveling the truth behind Diddy's infamous opulent parties in the Hamptons and Miami, which spanned from 2015 to 2022. Armed with intimate knowledge of private jet flights, elite guest lists, and murky financial dealings, Christian's testimony could serve as a razor-sharp blade slicing through Diddy's defenses. Former federal prosecutor Mark Diaz asserts testimony from a family member is exceptionally rare and carries immense weight, particularly in conspiracy cases like this. But is Christian, who once stood shoulder to shoulder with his father in the glare of stardom, truly prepared to take the stand and confront Diddy? Or is he torn between familial loyalty and the calculated pressures of a relentless justice system? The question looms larger with the recent leak of a video showing Christian reveling wildly with his girlfriend Raven Tracy at Pulse nightclub a mere 48 hours after attending a pre-trial hearing. Is Christian betraying his father, or is he navigating a perilous chess game to shield Diddy from collapse? This case transcends a mere legal battle. It is a tragedy woven with threads of kinship, power, and secrets buried deep within the elite echelons of society. Will Christian emerge as the one to shatter the wall of silence, or is he merely a pawn in a grander, more treacherous game? Join us as we unravel this riveting saga brimming with drama.
The sex trafficking trial of rap mogul Sean Diddy Combs is set to begin tomorrow. Nearly 8 months after his arrest, jury selection will begin here in Manhattan. It is happening same day.
Sean Diddy Combs, a luminary whose name once evoked extravagant galas, genre-redefining hip-hop hits, and the indomitable bad boy entertainment empire, now confronts the most formidable storm of his storied career. This icon of popular culture is entangled in a federal investigation facing severe allegations of sex trafficking and extortion that imperil the very empire he forged. By spurning a plea deal that could have limited his sentence to 12 years, Diddy has not merely opted to challenge a relentless legal system, but has staked everything on a perilous gambit: his reputation, his influence, his liberty, and his family. Yet what has truly electrified the public is not this bold defiance, but a revelation buried in a sealed memorandum filed with the court last week: the name of Christian King Combs, Diddy's eldest son. To substantiate these charges, federal authorities executed surprise raids in March on two of Diddy's lavish estates in Los Angeles and Miami. Beyond confiscating phones, laptops, and financial records, investigators unearthed evidence of an opaque financial web linked to Bad Boy Entertainment. Millions of dollars channeled through shell companies, exorbitant expenses for chartered luxury jets, and unsettling details about secretive gatherings paint a portrait of an empire far beyond the realm of music. Most startling, however, is a sealed testimony nestled within internal documents emanating from a family insider, Christian himself. Christian Combs, the youthful rapper known as King, was once poised to inherit Diddy's radiant legacy, a towering figure in America's hip-hop pantheon. But as his father's empire fractures under the weight of grave accusations, Christian is no longer merely the heir. He has become the pivotal figure capable of reversing the case's trajectory. Though no source has confirmed whether he has secured an immunity deal with prosecutors, Christian's abrupt cooperation, allegedly divulging insider knowledge, has unleashed a seismic ripple through the entertainment and legal worlds. Pundits pose a chilling question: is Christian betraying his own father to safeguard his freedom, or is this a calculated ruse in a far more sinister game of chess? The speculation intensifies as mere days after a clandestine hearing, Christian was spotted carousing until dawn at a Malibu villa, entwined with Raven Tracy, his current girlfriend and an influencer commanding over 2 million followers. Notably, Raven's presence transcends that of a mere romantic partner. She is a constant fixture beside Christian during these fraught moments, her composed gaze at parties where others dodge the spotlight, prompting scrutiny. Is she a shield or a silent observer? Unverified reports suggest Raven once worked for an event planning firm under Diddy's conglomerate, a flawless facade for orchestrating opulent yet dubious affairs. Further fueling suspicion, a recently resurfaced photograph places Raven at an October 2023 party, designated by investigators as a critical event linked to allegations of coercion and illicit substance use. Does Raven conceal more than she reveals? Is she guiding Christian toward salvation, or subtly ensnaring him in a game whose rules elude even him? While the media's Klieg lights relentlessly probe every facet of the case enveloping Sean Diddy Combs, within the austere, hushed corridors of the federal prosecutor's office, a meticulous interrogation strategy is taking shape. At its heart are 14 electronic devices seized during unannounced raids on Diddy's Holmby Hills mansion and his Miami Marina front penthouse. These devices harbor evidence of Diddy's covert world, a gateway to a shadowy domain where power, desire, and clandestine transactions converge at the infamous all-white parties in the Hamptons. Leading the investigation, Chief Federal Prosecutor Jacqueline Marin, renowned for her ability to structure chaos, has zeroed in on text messages exchanged between Diddy and his son Christian King Combs. According to an insider source, these communications, spanning 3 years, encompass images, voice recordings, and videos. Within them, certain phrases flagged in red by the FBI's forensic software stand out ominously: white-only, after-hours girls, Biscayne loop, and cargo manifest, hinting at clandestine activities shrouded in ambiguity. The prosecution's aim extends beyond proving Diddy orchestrated a series of exploitative and trafficking-linked parties. It seeks to trace the shadowy trails of chartered flights, often departing from Miami or St. Bart's, where passengers were never registered under their true names. These private jets frequently transported unregistered individuals to covert destinations, carrying peculiar luggage that suggests human trafficking operations. To shed light on these gatherings, an anonymous witness, formerly a stewardess on the Biscayne yacht, provided a deposition detailing how guests were meticulously screened before attending. She recounted that Christian was present at no fewer than 3 such events, often accompanied by Raven Tracy, his girlfriend, whom staff dubbed Black Rose for her alluring presence, icy demeanor, and deft control over her surroundings. In a rare CNN interview, former DEA agent Yusuf Roberts, who dismantled drug trafficking rings tied to Hollywood elites, issued a stark warning: when families are entangled in criminal networks like these, trust is the first casualty. No one is immune. A son can become a witness or a sacrificial pawn. Christian is treading a razor's edge, not just with the law, but for his very survival. What the public remains unaware of is that Christian has held 2 clandestine meetings with the prosecution team at the Manhattan South District Office. No personal attorney accompanied him. No press releases followed. Officially labeled preliminary discussions, these encounters were, in truth, the opening salvos of negotiation, a delicate dance where one side probes loyalty and the other weighs filial duty against self-preservation. A source close to the investigation revealed that Christian did not deny his presence at the parties, but insisted he had no role in organizing, selecting guests, or managing transportation. Yet, with digital surveillance technology, even a minor falsehood can be exposed through metadata, such as the timestamp of a message or the geolocation of a photograph. Though not yet indicted, Christian faces mounting legal pressure, compounded by Raven Tracy's enigmatic involvement. Adding to the suspicion, seasoned investigators note that Raven is no bystander. She was once linked to a former Diddy manager, later identified as a liaison funneling young women into the party circuit. Prosecutors suspect Raven not only received payments, but may also be negotiating with a third party to safeguard her own interests. A bombshell revelation recently surfaced: Raven's bank account received 2 transfers, $35,000 and $48,900, within 3 days of each of Christian's interrogation sessions. No clear transaction notes accompanied these payments, which originated from a media company tied to the Combs family, a financial structure often used to legitimize sensitive expenditures. Within the investigation team, a new moniker has emerged for the duo, the pivot, denoting individuals who initially appear as witnesses but later reveal themselves as orchestrators of the unfolding drama. According to a senior FBI agent, Christian and Raven are shifting from pawns to players in this chess game. If that's true, their freedom thus far isn't due to innocence, it's because someone bigger must be exposed first. This raises a chilling question: is Christian testifying to protect himself, or is he paving the way for a radical reimagining of the Combs empire, one where Raven wields power and Diddy is cast as the sacrificial lamb? Among the devices seized from Combs-related properties, notably 2 iPads and a hard drive encrypted with enterprise-grade software, investigators uncovered a trove of encoded messages between Christian and various intermediary event managers, pilots, and private jet charter representatives. Analysts assert these communications are not mere travel logistics, but a blueprint of an ultra-discreet ecosystem ferrying A-list artists, business moguls, and influential politicians to entertainment rendezvous beyond the media's reach. Christian, per the decrypted content, served as a coordinator, arranging charter flights from private airports like Teterboro, New Jersey, Van Nuys, Los Angeles, and Opa-locka, Miami, to transport special guests to events at seaside villas, offshore yachts, or fortified private island resorts. What particularly piqued prosecutors' interest was the payment structure. Many flights were funded not directly by Christian or Diddy, but through shell companies under Bad Boy, including at least 2 Delaware-registered entities with directors lacking transparent financial records. An anonymous aviation employee disclosed there were signs of tampering with flight logs, takeoff and landing times were adjusted by minutes, and some trips were entirely erased from the system unless cross-checked with radar data. This source also confirmed seeing initial passenger lists, but when federal auditors requested records, official copies omitted certain highly influential names. Prosecutors argue that altering flight logs, using shell companies for payments, and discreetly transporting VIP guests are hallmarks of an organized cover-up, especially if those flights were linked to events now facing allegations of coercion, drug use, or trafficking disguised as entertainment. A senior prosecutor dubbed this an internationally sophisticated operation, cloaked in Hollywood glamour but employing money laundering tactics. Facing these tightening allegations, Diddy's legal team, led by renowned attorney Aaron Sussman, swiftly countered. In a statement to the press, Sussman declared, all flights complied with federal law and FAA regulations. There is no evidence of criminal activity. He accused prosecutors of crafting a narrative driven by political and racial motives, targeting a successful black icon. They're resorting to low tactics to turn a son into a weapon against his father, a calculated psychological ploy. This is something wealthy white Americans would never endure, Sussman asserted on MSNBC. While Sussman's arguments swayed some public opinion, leaked documents indicate investigators are broadening their scope to include logistics partners tied to Bad Boy Entertainment, such as 2 private aviation firms and an event staffing agency suspected of arranging models for private galas. This suggests Christian is not merely under scrutiny for his familial ties, but is emerging as a central figure in the operational chain, bridging finance, logistics, and entertainment's elite. Amid this fierce legal battle, Judge R.N. Subramanian, known for cautious yet precedent-setting rulings, has deferred evaluating the sealed memorandum, citing the need for the additional factual context from live testimony. Consequently, Christian Combs' public interrogation, slated to occur during jury selection, will be a linchpin in determining his true involvement in a case shaking the entertainment world. Experts suggest this move strategically tests Christian's ability to withstand public pressure while allowing prosecutors to observe unscripted reactions under oath. In stark contrast to the courtroom drama, Christian's legal team, headed by a young but elite Manhattan defense attorney, has adopted a strategy of absolute silence. No press conferences, no media responses, no statements on any platform. A deliberate silence per Legal Affairs Weekly. This tactic only fuels public fervor. What is Christian concealing, or rather, what has he been instructed to withhold? Amid this maelstrom of suspicion, Raven Tracy has become a new focal point. Once a peripheral figure as Christian's girlfriend, she is now thrust into the spotlight as someone potentially privy to far more than she has disclosed. An anonymous former colleague who styled for a brand Raven represented shared, "I saw her at a white party in the Hamptons last year. Not as a +1, but as if she was coordinating something." This revelation has spurred media frenzy. Is Raven merely a supportive partner, or a key link in the backstage machinery? As leaks and calculated silences swirl, Raven's public image is transforming. Recent paparazzi shots, her serene eyes and demeanor, as if anticipating every twist, prompted questions. What is she hiding? Is she the keeper of Christian's secrets, or is she brokering deals with a third party, where the stakes transcend love to encompass survival, reputation, and the veiled truths of the Bad Boy empire? At the heart of the case remains Diddy, who appeared in a packed courtroom, silent, his gaze vacant. No longer the maestro of a musical empire, he is a man teetering on the brink of losing everything. A close relative, speaking anonymously, declared with raw emotion, "Diddy is innocent. I believe that with all my heart." For them, this is no ordinary legal battle, but a fight for a Titan's survival and the dream that a black man can stand tall against a federal justice system rife with barriers. Yet Diddy's silence only deepens the tension. His legal team, comprised of veterans who have overturned major cases, is set to reappear Wednesday to request bail for the third time. This time they bring a counter-accusation. Prosecutors are deliberately withholding evidence related to Christian Diddy's son, who straddles a precarious line between cooperative witness and potential suspect. This, the lawyers argue, not only undermines Diddy's right to a fair trial, but also drives a wedge into the already fractured trust within the Combs family, strained the spotlight and secrets hidden behind closed doors.
Oh, who he doing or what he know that he can get that done.
Amid this tumultuous backdrop, the public's gaze has turned to the intricate triad of Diddy, Christian, and Raven. The Combs family, once an untouchable emblem of entertainment supremacy, now teeters on the brink of collapse as legal accusations lay bare internal machinations, particularly Christian's covert ambition to eclipse his father. As Diddy, the visionary founder and CEO of Bad Boy Entertainment, grapples with grave criminal charges, not only his career but also his familial bonds face an unprecedented crucible. Christian, Diddy's eldest son, stands at a perilous crossroads between legal entanglements and familial strife, where each choice he makes could determine the fate of both himself and his father. While prosecutors exhaust every avenue to extract testimony against Diddy, Christian is ensnared in a tormenting internal struggle. This predicament has strained the bond between father and son, their encounters growing increasingly distant and shrouded in mistrust. Diddy, who once built an empire from nothing, now finds himself not only the target of federal investigations, but also a casualty of unparalleled family tensions. Close relatives, especially his children and former confidants, begin to view him through a different lens. Countless discreet conversations unfold among family members, laden with weighty questions of loyalty and betrayal. The relationships within the Combs dynasty, once straightforward, are now fraught with complexity, as each member confronts the agonizing choice between safeguarding the family or protecting themselves. At the heart of the Combs family's fraught divide, Raven Tracy, Christian's girlfriend, emerges as an enigmatic figure, her calculated maneuvers sparking suspicion about her true intentions. Despite her radiant smiles beside Christian, Raven raises alarms within the family after being linked to shadowy financial transfers from a media company tied to Bad Boy Entertainment. A close family associate revealed that Christian once confided in a private exchange, murmuring that this empire needs a new, stronger leader. His piercing gaze when discussing the future of Bad Boy Entertainment betrayed not just concern for the family, but a latent ambition, as if biding his time to step out from Diddy's shadow. Raven's actions, from gracing high-profile events to orchestrating media narratives about the couple, appear to have Christian's tacit endorsement, suggesting they are part of a grander scheme to pave the way for a power shift. The bond between Diddy and his children, particularly Christian, has transcended a mere father-son tale, evolving into a battleground of the psyche where loyalty and treachery intertwine. In this charged atmosphere, Raven's presence further complicates the dynamics, her undisclosed secrets and ambiguous motives threatening to ignite a powder keg of revelations. As a legal maelstrom engulfs everything in its path, unearthing secrets long thought buried, a piercing question emerges from the gathering storm. Are Christian King Combs and his charismatic girlfriend, Raven Tracy, weaving a sophisticated conspiracy that defies public imagination, manipulating not only justice but also public perception to serve their own ambitions? Christian, heir to the legend of Sean Diddy Combs, now faces not only a faltering career amid the severe allegations besieging his father, but also a harrowing dilemma: loyalty to family versus self-preservation in a desperate struggle against federal prosecutors' pressures. An anonymous source disclosed that Christian confessed to a close friend his inner turmoil, revealing that Raven urged him to act to save us both. Though the authenticity of this message remains unverified, it casts a fleeting light on the ambitions of Christian and Raven. Are they merely young souls caught in a legal quagmire, or are they clandestinely crafting a plan for Christian to seize the Bad Boy Entertainment empire, with Raven as his guiding force? A strategy not only to shield themselves but perhaps to reshape the power structure within the family and the broader entertainment industry. Raven Tracy, far more than a stunning model and influential entrepreneur, is a cryptic figure in Christian's life. While her name currently garners attention for her dramatic romance with Christian Combs, few realize she is no stranger to the entertainment world. With her captivating allure and the radiance of a celebrated model, Raven has long grown the gaze of both public and powerful industry titans. Yet, beneath the veneer of a successful businesswoman, she conceals shadowy connections with influential figures, hinting that she is orchestrating Christian's bid for dominance. Shrouded in her polished exterior, Raven Tracy harbors clandestine ties to entertainment industry moguls, suggesting she is a mastermind in Christian's quest for power. Rumors from an anonymous source claim Raven has engaged with kingpins behind Diddy's secretive events, not merely to bolster her own standing, but to aid Christian in forging new alliances. However, those close to Christian question whether Raven is truly a loyal ally. A former Bad Boy Entertainment employee trusted source disclosed that Christian confided to a friend, "If my father no longer holds power, I'll be the one to rise. This empire is mine." This ambition becomes unmistakable as he deftly leverages Raven Tracy, his enigmatic girlfriend and ally, to mislead the public. With her beguiling charm and mastery of media manipulation, Raven appears alongside Christian in lavish galas, crafting the image of a carefree, love-struck couple, while in reality, it is a staged facade to obscure their true intentions. Their party photos and meticulously curated social media posts are designed to rivet public attention on their personal lives, thereby overshadowing the grave allegations against Diddy and Christian himself. A former Bad Boy Entertainment staffer revealed that Raven proactively contacted journalists, leaking romantic tales to shape the couple's image while discreetly arranging meetings with industry power brokers, possibly to solidify Christian's position should the Combs empire change hands. Raven's actions transcend emotional support. They are integral to a chess game of power where she directs Christian toward audacious decisions, from collaborating with prosecutors to publicly defying scrutiny. Is Christian exploiting Raven as a tool to achieve his ends, or is he himself a pawn in her grander scheme? Whatever the truth, Christian's plot to seize the Bad Boy entertainment empire has pushed the Combs family to the edge of disintegration, where loyalty has been supplanted by ambition and betrayal. Their images flood social media, provocative and alluring yet laced with calculation. They fearlessly toy with the public, as if orchestrating the narrative rather than being swept along by it. Is this a deliberate distraction? A tactic to transform themselves into figures of fascination, diverting attention from the real issues lurking in the shadows? Perhaps they are manipulating public perception in ways few could anticipate, rendering judgments vague and easily swayed. These suspicions paint a cryptic tableau of power plays, where familial loyalty and self-preservation are overshadowed by the strategic maneuvers of the next generation. Whether Christian is truly ensnared in a plot of Raven's devising or not, one thing is certain: both are deftly steering the course of this saga. While Christian and Raven skillfully manipulate public attention with their flamboyant displays, a shocking accusation has surfaced, threatening to derail their quest for dominance. Christian faces allegations of sexual assault. Grace O'Marquet, a woman who worked on a yacht chartered by Diddy, accused Christian of improper conduct at a private event, sparking a wave of public outrage. Though Christian's legal team swiftly dismissed the claim as a smear campaign, the allegation not only tarnishes his image, but inadvertently draws scrutiny back to the murky activities tied to the Combs empire. An insider close to the investigation suggested the incident may stem from the clandestine parties Christian and Raven orchestrated, where the line between power and transgression blurred. Rather than eclipsing Diddy's case as intended, this accusation prompts questions about whether Christian, in his bid to cement his authority, has plunged himself into a perilous vortex where every action could be weaponized against him. With Raven ever present shaping the couple's public persona, is this a misstep by Christian, or part of a daring strategy to trade risks for ultimate power? Amid this escalating tension, many begin to question the true motives of Christian and his girlfriend Raven. Are they exploiting Diddy's legal woes as a tool for personal gain? This question reflects not only public sentiment, but also veiled speculations about the strategies they pursue. They may be crafting an image as heroes, warriors battling societal and legal injustices. But do their actions reflect genuine virtue, or are they merely a facade, a ploy to divert attention from shadowy connections and misdeeds they conceal? These questions weave a complex tapestry of truth and hidden secrets yet to be unveiled. With Diddy's trial looming, all eyes are fixed on Christian and Raven. The narrative has shifted from the famed patriarch to the younger generation now dominating headlines. Will they sustain their image as passionate lovers and virtuous figures, or will their actions betray the schemes and motives lurking beneath? Once again, only time will peel back their layers of deception, revealing the stark reality behind this theatrical drama. Public fervor erupted in response to the allegations against Diddy, spreading like wildfire across media platforms and igniting profound questions about his empire. As accusations against Sean Diddy Combs proliferated, ranging from drug trafficking and sexual abuse to organized violence, media outlets from titans to tabloids descended en masse. Yet, the true surprise lay not in the nature of the lawsuit, but in the reactions of media and celebrities alike, as if this were the final curtain call for an empire long simmering with hidden fissures. Following the announcement of the federal lawsuit against Diddy in March, over 1,200 articles flooded major publications such as the New York Times, the Washington Post, The Guardian, Variety, Rolling Stone, and Billboard. On social media, the hashtag #Diddy allegations amassed over 47 million impressions in just 3 days. Entertainment-focused accounts on TikTok and Instagram race to dissect every detail of the legal filings, poring over old videos and photos of Diddy and Christian from years past, as if hunting for clues overlooked by law enforcement. Some celebrities quietly distance themselves from Christian and Raven on social media, fueling speculation about their affiliations. Associates from Diddy's golden era, rappers, producers, stylists, dancers, either maintained a conspicuous silence or unexpectedly shared personal experiences. These accounts stopped short of direct accusations but were potent enough to sow doubt. This was not an isolated incident but the culmination of a clandestine ecosystem that had thrived for years. Amid these polarized reactions, Christian Combs and Raven Tracy's brazen public partying further inflamed public discourse. Was their apparent nonchalance a testament to faith in the legal system? Or was it a meticulously staged performance designed to soften scrutiny of the darker truths lurking backstage? Some media analysts posit that they are playing a perilous PR game, positioning themselves in opposition to Diddy, a domineering, ruthless patriarch who overstepped, thereby casting themselves as courageous youths speaking truth and breaking free from familial shackles. Others argue their behavior is mere veneer, masking deeper motives tied to Diddy's old alliances, aimed at safeguarding financial interests and reputations. In the entertainment world, power derives not solely from talent or fame, but from the ability to steer public sentiment. Often this is orchestrated by those who never step before the cameras. Beneath the dense fog of media coverage, Diddy's case has transcended a mere legal saga, becoming a distorted mirror reflecting a fractured entertainment ecosystem. In this realm, no one is wholly a victim, nor is anyone entirely blameless. Christian Combs and Raven Tracy, with their contradictory actions, straddle the line between sympathy and suspicion. They may be children striving to escape their father's towering shadow, or they could be the next link in a chain of power meticulously prearranged. Consequently, global media does not merely report on the case, but has become a character in the narrative, shaping how the public perceives the truth. Amid a deluge of sensational headlines, clickbait, and semi-authoritative analyses, it's easy to lose one's bearings. What is fact and what is manipulation? Who is the true victim, and who dons the victim's cloak to garner trust and pity? The audience, seemingly detached observers, is in reality drawn into the epicenter. Their social media interactions, curiosity, outrage, or even apathy are monitored, measured, and exploited. An Instagram post by Christian might coincidentally align with a trial date, or a post by Raven could inadvertently rekindle public sympathy. In this saga, no one stands on the sidelines, not even the audience, whose engagement unwittingly shapes the public narrative. Ultimately, the value of this media storm lies not in judging Diddy or questioning Raven, but in the lesson it imparts about discerning truth. It serves as a necessary awakening to how the world operates. In an era where truth can be bent by data, emotion, and the glare of the spotlight, we must learn to look longer, think deeper, and hold a moment of stillness before rushing to conclusions. This is not about absolving wrongdoing, but about ensuring we do not become unwitting pawns in the very manipulations we believe we are opposing. As the clock strikes 9 a.m. on Monday, the pre-trial hearing will mark the final threshold before the courtroom doors swing open, ushering in a trial that promises to unravel the enigma of the Combs empire. Christian Combs, cloaked in secrecy regarding his cooperation, is poised to take the witness stand in the trial's nascent days, according to hushed predictions. Bearing a trove of damning evidence, flight logs, financial receipts, and encrypted messages, he holds the power to illuminate the murky conduits where music's profits intertwine with criminal enterprises. These fragments, like shards of a shattered mosaic, could expose the intricate financial alchemy that blurred the lines between artistry and transgression. Yet, if Christian ascends to testify, he will not merely be a harbinger of truth, but a vulnerable target ensnared in the defense's crosshairs. His motives, personal gains, and the splintered bonds within the Combs family will face relentless scrutiny, each question a scalpel slicing into the facade of loyalty. The unsealed ledgers, stark in their revelations, lay bare how revenues from chart-topping hits were siphoned into illicit ventures. Far more haunting, however, is the portrait of decay that has corroded every polished veneer from Diddy's once invincible empire to the intimate circle of kin and confidants, and even the ostensibly righteous acts of defiance that conceal machinations too cunning to name. This trial transcends the bounds of a mere legal reckoning. It is a crucible forging a new understanding of accountability in the glittering yet treacherous world of celebrity. A single testimony could resonate as a clarion call, awakening society to the hidden costs of fame, or it might dissolve into yet another act in a tragedy scripted by the unseen hands of power. The courtroom, stripped of the dazzle of awards galas, will become a stark stage where truth contends with deception. Here, the spotlight will not flatter but dissect, revealing who truly orchestrates this saga and who is merely a pawn maneuvered across a board rigged with ambition and betrayal. What lies ahead is not just the fate of Diddy or Christian, but a mirror held up to an industry and a society that thrives on spectacle yet shirks its shadows. As the world watches, the question lingers: will this trial dismantle a dynasty, or will it merely reshuffle the deck of power, leaving the game